Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Uch, and of course, we are always back again. Once again, it is time. I'm sorry if I'm a little late, as far as the time goes. I know that I was hyping this up, for you guys, earlier today on my Twitter, and I don't even remember if I actually no, I definitely didn't make a post on like the community tab for you guys to know in advance. So unfortunately, I'm sorry about that. Had a lot of things going on back at the house, of course, but everything's all good and dandy because now we are here to finally review chapter 42, the latest chapter of Dragon Ball Super manga, and to talk a little bit about what's to come after the events that we're pretty much leading into right now, being the Galactic Patrol prisoner arc. Now, of course, we're gonna get into that as we get to that point. But as you guys that may have seen the tweet, you guys know that I'm not alone. I'm actually going to be reviewing this and talking about some things that are going down within this chapter and after the chapter. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, brother Ooch. Wee, 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 wee.
Yo.
What's going on? What's going on? So,
Uh,
really quick, how have you been, sir?
Chilling, getting through the life, college. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
I got you. I got you. Yeah, I know you're balling out there. All right, I know
Mm,
you're doing your thing, but you have been out of the loop, Dragon Ball related, or anything anime for that matter. I am
Pretty
pretty
much.
much your source for any kind of information, which is totally okay. So that means you'll never see any kind of spoilers. You never have to worry about that kind of stuff. So, all right. So, without a further ado, we're gonna get right into this chapter review right now, right here, right now. This is chapter 42 review. So really quick, let me see. Let me just pull this up really fast and get right into the first one. Okay, so here is the cover you guys are looking at. Obviously, this is the first page. Now, I'm not going to be showing the entire, like, chapter. You guys can read that for yourselves officially off of the Viz app or the Shonen Jump app, whichever one you prefer to use. And it is free to download, and it is the official way to support the manga and to read it in English, of course. Um, so, this chapter starts us off with some discussion about Gichin. Okay, now Gichin is the master of Jiren, and the thing that I really want to point out right off the bat is that the entire like fight that Jiren gets involved with, right, is so different in the manga. Okay, this man straight up was like, in the anime, he was like he didn't do anything until towards the end, right? But then in the manga, he basically just fights solo for the entire time. I mean, he does it in the anime as well, but just the way that he goes about it and he speaks a little bit more, it's definitely interesting. So we get a little bit of some not really too much of a backstory, but some backstory on Gichin. And the one thing that I guess Jiren failed to mention was that, or not mention, but to learn from Gichin was teamwork. Now, Jiren is on the Pride Troopers. One of
uh,
like this is the new Ginyu Force. This is the Power Rangers of Dragon Ball Super. All right. He has a whole squad and he don't trust nobody. Not one person. He's always out to do it by himself and he's powerful. I mean, he could back it up. You know what I'm saying?
uh,
But the thing was, Gichin was trying to teach him teamwork, and that was the downfall. So they tried to emphasize this in the chapter. And apparently Belmont, the Universe 11 God of Destruction, he was apparently friends with Gichin. I don't recall if they mentioned this in the anime at all, but that's something that we might see later on since they kind of like hinted at it. But at the same time, they like basically said, because again, this would have been Jiren's wish. Like, if they won, he was gonna wish back his master Gichin.
oh, really?
Yes.
Mm.
Um, so Jiren feels, and of course, because of that, with whatever happened, which we still don't know, Jiren feels responsible for Gichin's death. All right, and so moving right along, Goku and Vegeta unleash their final blow. So of course they're fighting back and forth, and what they do is they're like, all right, this better take him out, and go Kameha, and then Vegeta on the other side goes Gamma Burst Flash, and they do this huge dynamic duo type of energy wave. It looks like it takes out most of the stage, but of course there goes Jiren, literally holding up his hand,
Mhm.
and just he was like, nah, you still ain't strong enough, pretty much on some stuff like that. And then as soon as that happened, he eliminated Vegeta right then and there. He literally took the blast and then ended up like right in front of them, and then just literally just like blasted Vegeta off, and he was instantly eliminated. He was eliminated so
Wow.
quick that they didn't even show a panel of Vegeta like sitting down on the bench.
What the fuck?
Yeah. It was pretty crazy. So then after this, we see a power struggle to push Goku off. He begins. Oh no, I'm sorry. But power struggle to push Goku off begins until Frieza comes out of nowhere with a death ball. Now this whole scene that I'm about to explain to you right now did not even happen in the anime. Okay, this part, a lot of this is completely different in comparison to the anime, which is what a lot of people might have some issues with, or there are some people that do enjoy the differences. Like I'm one of them that enjoy the differences, but I do see where a lot of people have their gripes with the manga, because Toyotaro has been put on blast for being lazy, with his pacing being like extremely fast, and he's like skipping a lot of things that could have happened or that we would have expected to see in the manga from the anime that didn't happen at all. So I mean, it's a little bit messy, but again, it's Dragon Ball nonetheless, so it is what it is. So Frieza comes out of nowhere with a death ball. Now this part I thought was interesting because it reminded me of the Raditz fight, and this is why.
Right.
So off of the distraction, Jiren's pushing Goku down, and Goku's about to fall out, and he's like, I can't do this. Like literally, Goku's about to give up straight up. Now, did this happen in the anime? No.
No.
Okay, right? So as soon as off of the distraction of Frieza's in the air, he has the death ball. Jiren's like, what? Right? So he throws a death ball, and Jiren, of course, like, let's go Goku. And Frieza's like, this is your chance. So Kakarot, or Goku, I don't know why I say Kakarot for, he grabs Jiren, just like he grabbed Raditz. And he
Yeah.
said, just do it, Frieza. And Frieza sends the death ball down, and Jiren still is holding it
Oh.
while he's being held back by Goku. Similar to how he held it back Raditz when Piccolo was doing the
Mhm.
Masanko Sanpo, right? And Jiren still backs it off. He just throws it away. Throws the whole entire death ball away, but that was not it, okay? Frieza then rushes in full golden form and pushes the both of them out of bounds with himself. And at this point, Goku says, "Why would you do that? Now there's no one left." And of course, here comes Android 17 out of the rubble. So this is obviously that's what happened in the anime, but again, this is like kind of like out of order if you're trying to compare and contrast from the anime, because obviously what happened in the last segment, it was literally like a 3-on-1 effort.
Mhm.
This time around, it was like Goku held Jiren, Frieza distracted him, then pushed the both of them off, and the three of them fell off, and then 17 was the sole survivor, but he wasn't a part of that fight necessarily. So I mean, it is what it is, but again, that was one of the different. That was like a big difference from the anime
Yeah.
altogether, right? It kind of like almost nullifies the whole hype behind it, because if you remember those last few episodes, especially that last one, dude, like that fight was a OD. Like the
Nah.
sequences, like Frieza and Goku like doing all those team up moves, like that wasn't in the manga at all.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, so like that part, I was like, wow, like they totally like didn't even do that. Like, hey man, it is what it is. So then 17, when he gets out of the rubble, he says that went smoothly, Frieza. So they had this all planned out ahead of time.
Ah.
So yeah. So like I said, the two of them planned it all along. And then right after this, we see Grand Priest wipes Universe 11 away instantly. And as soon as he wipes them away, 17 instantly says, "Bring all the universes back." There was no like, oh, like what do you want to wish for? There's no like little ceremony, John. They just went right to it. They skipped. They
Yeah.
was like on a time budget right here or something. And he goes, he wants all of the universes back, right? But there's no mention of the Xenos wiping away Universe 7 had they wished for anything else. So if you remember from the anime, remember how they said, oh, like if no one wished, if the winner of whatever universe did not wish for that, they were going to destroy that universe anyway. Do you remember that part in the anime?
Yeah.
Not in the manga. That part was totally not there at all. It was absent. So there was no dynamic where like what happened if 17 just ended up wishing for his boat, you know?
Yeah.
Like there would have been no consequence. So that didn't happen. That was totally not there, which I highlighted that, John. I was like, wow, like Zeno didn't mention this at all. Like I would have expected that to be in the manga, but it wasn't. And then the Grand Priest notifies Supreme Kai that because of the wish that was made, this ranked Universe 7 up from second to last to third to last of all the other universes. So even well, just off of doing this good deed, this makes them third from the bottom instead of second from the bottom. So still at number one, worst is the universe. Was it Universe 4 that has like the Wolf brothers or something
Wolf.
like that? I forget their name, but they were like so irrelevant. They got bodied. They got washed.
They
And
got nobody in there either.
oh, I know, dude. It was bad. All right, so let's see. So right after this, so of course they're wrapping up the that's it. The tournament power's over, right? Vegeta says he'll manage to give 17 one of Bulma's bullets because they're rich. They're rolling in the dough. All right. And then Whis gives Frieza's life back courtesy of Beerus as a thank you for the strategy. So basically he's like, you had a good strategy out there. Bam. So that was his little thank you wish. Pretty much kind of similar to how Frieza got his life back as well in the anime. And here is the part we've all been waiting for. We are now entering the new territory. Now, for those that are listening right now, what we're going to, obviously this is still a part of the review itself, okay? But very briefly, we have to address this, okay? So the narrator in the manga says everything was back to normal on Earth and in the 12 universes for a time. Now, the first thing I want to point out here is that Android 17 said he wanted all the universes to come back. Now, didn't we previously learn that the Xenos had destroyed universes prior before there was only 13? So this was something that we even speculated in the anime that, did they bring those universes back too and just didn't say anything? They're going to mention it maybe at a later time in the anime. Well, here in the manga, basically still the same. Well, not even the same because they straight up say 12 universes. So it's altogether, it's 13. So they kind of pretty much put it out there in the manga that, they didn't bring the aforementioned, universes back either way. So I thought that this was like another slight loophole, possibly, because like I said, there was before there was 18, excuse me, and we thought that they were gonna eventually bring that back into the story in some way, so that way they could, bring in more characters, whatever, some more storylines, all that kind of stuff. And then, of course, the part that everyone's been wanting to know if they're going to do it, for those that haven't been keeping up with the manga at all or any of the news relating to it. The narrator goes, suffice it to say, our two Saiyans emerged from those events stronger than ever. So they briefly mention Frieza's revival and Goku and Vegeta's battle with none other than Broly. Now, this page, what you're looking at right now, okay, this is actually, they literally took this and just threw it in the manga. Like point blank, except they made it black and white, of course. So they use this just as like the general, they mention it because they want to make it a point to know, or for people to know that the Broly segment happens. It does have a place in the continuity of the storyline, but for whatever reason, they're going to skip over it for the sake of just entering the new territory for Dragon Ball Super.
So the movie's just going to replace...
I wouldn't say the movie's going to replace anything, but the movie, because obviously they're not going to do the manga for the movie right before the movie comes out, because obviously then people will get more of an inside scoop outside of the trailers and any of the TV spots that appear in television in Japan.
Yeah, so they're not gonna do what they did in the Frieza movie.
Right, they're not
They're not
gonna.
gonna recap
Or
anything or
no, a
whatever.
Battle of Gods you mean?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
even
yeah,
in the manga for Resurrection F, they literally they mentioned it in like a page just like this. They didn't actually redo the entire Resurrection F arc. They mention it, but they pretty much skip right to the next portion,
yeah, yeah.
which was like the Universe 6 tournament that they
Mhm.
had back when that was taking place. So of course, so yes, I wanted to briefly mention this, and I also wanted to note for you guys that just because they're skipping over this manga or this potential to do it in the manga doesn't mean that they're not doing it at all, because there has been confirmed information that there will be a Broly promotional manga coming out next month in Psycho Jump. So for those that are into collecting the Japanese magazines like myself, because lately I've been doing that, I have actually been getting like all of the V jumps because they have like all these like super cool like stuff about Jump Force, and this, and V Jump is actually where the Dragon Ball Super manga takes place. Unlike for North American readers, like we have to download it off of the Viz app or Shonen Jump app or whatever digitally, but they get it physically, of course, because it's Japan.
Mhm.
And so they, like I said, they confirmed that in the Psycho Jump, not V Jump, not Shonen Jump, Psycho Jump, it's a sister magazine to both of those magazines. There will be a Broly promotional manga included in next month's issue. Again, it's a promotional manga, so I wouldn't imagine them, really doing too much or showing off too much. I want to treat it maybe like, I want to go into it thinking like it'll probably be like an epilogue kind of thing, where it's like, you know, maybe some slight events leading up into the movie. Who knows? We'll see.
Mhm.
Um, I'm thinking they might even go as far as like it's like Dragon Ball minus part two or some crap like that. But so going back to the chapter 42, okay? So I'm gonna leave this page open because we're gonna talk about what is in front of you guys just in a second after we get over this. We're literally almost done. This is like the last like few pages of the entire chapter, and then we're pretty much done. Then we can talk about whatever you guys in the chat want to talk about, and if Brother Uchi here has any kind of concerns, questions, comments that he has for myself. Okay, so. Enter Galactic Patrol Prisoner Arc. Vegeta and Goku start us off by training in Vegeta's gravity room. Vegeta brings up Goku's Ultra Instinct.
Mhm.
Now, this is something I know I'm definitely going to want to talk about later, but let's just get through the rest of this review. So, Goku mentioned that he hasn't pulled it off since the tournament. Keep a note of that, okay? Vegeta mentions that he never intends to fight side by side with Goku ever again. So we're literally like going all the way back to square one with these two, because we like the whole like dynamic that we figured that they were going to, get themselves involved in, and then we're going to learn is that they were just going to be okay with fighting alongside one another, And it looks like, well, I mean, it's pretty much confirmed altogether that like they're gonna be teaming up against Broly in this upcoming movie. And the fact that this takes place after that movie, and this is how they're acting, I mean, come on, like, what the hell? Like, I was just like, are you kidding me? And then Goku, of course, he goes, fine by me, because I prefer to take enemies on by myself, right? So then Bulma interrupts their training session to inform them that she got a service call from Hercule, okay?
Hercule.
And apparently, there are people trying to take Majin Buu away.
The fuck?
Yeah, okay. So hold
Majin
on to
Buu.
that thought right there, okay? Hercule attempts to shoot the Galactic Patrolman out of self-defense. Now, when I say shoot, I don't mean Hercule learned a ki blast. This man legitimately just pulled out a gat out of his freaking gi, like a gun, like it was a pistol. Pulls out a pistol and he tries to shoot this guy. Now, these men or these people, whatever, they're dressed up similarly to how Jacko was dressed up, because, of course, these are all representatives of the Galactic Patrol, okay? And this guy, whoever he was, we learned his name is Maris, all right? Maris shoots Hercule's bullet with his gun just to stop him, right? So Maris was trying to. It didn't seem like too much of a kidnapping, because of the reasoning that they explain at the end of the chapter, which we're actually heading into like very shortly. So then once, yeah. So after this, Goku and Vegeta arrive to the scene, and then Goku takes out all of like his other patrolmen. And then because of that, he takes out Goku and Vegeta with his stun gun and brought them with Majin Buu to their headquarters. So not only did they just come from Majin Buu, but they literally got Goku and Vegeta as like added bonuses for free. And let me tell you, this guy, now let's put this into perspective really quick. This man, okay, well, these men, Goku and Vegeta, just got done fighting Broly. We don't even know what happens in that film. We can imagine, and they even confirm it in the manga, that these two came out of their fight, or they came out of the events that took place stronger than ever, to only get easily taken out, stunned, and kidnapped by this patrolman dude. That's wild. Okay, I think that's insane. Okay, so then once they wake up, he explains to them that he only did what he had to what he did to them because he knew that they had no intention of listening, because of course heat of the moment, they're taking Majin Buu, like, oh, like, why are you doing that? Of course they're Saiyans, they're not gonna listen, they're just gonna want to fight. So he did what he had to do, and bam. And this is the reason why they took Majin Buu. Ready for this one? He informs them of a criminal who escaped from the Galactic Prison, and in order to recapture this villain, they need the help of the Lord of Lords that is dormant within Majin Buu.
The fuck does that mean?
Okay. So if you're like Brother Uchi, I literally forgot Boo's background. Okay, the Lord of Lords is like, think back to the Kid Buu saga.
Yeah.
Think back to the explanation that they were giving when they were explaining how, like, there was Kid Buu, and then there was like
and
a
other
Majin.
forms.
Yes, and the Majin Buu, the fat one.
Yeah.
The fat one is Buu when he absorbed the Lord of Lords. He was one of the older Kais from back in the day. He was the fatter one.
Yeah.
And that's all we've ever seen him. And so that means that, yes, this Kai, this Lord of Lords, is dormant within Majin Buu. And they need him. They need to bring this man out of Buu just to recapture this prisoner. Now just think about that. I never would have imagined them to do something like that. I think that that's hella dope, because they're taking something that was basically like fact. Like, yeah, Majin Buu is Majin Buu because he absorbed one, like, the Lord of Lords.
But wasn't Majin Buu like the gray Buu before that, and then he turned into Fat Buu?
So I
think that's what happened.
Yeah. So that part, I'm not gonna lie. I'd have to go and rewatch that because it's been a long time since I actually seen that part. But yeah, there was definitely something where it was Majin Buu, and then it was the fact that he absorbed the Lord of Lords, and then something happened after where the pure evil, the pure evil part that was sucked out of him was turned into, who we know as Kid Buu.
Yeah.
Because Kid Buu is the original, I would think. Yeah. So outside of that, I do have this image in front of you guys because I do want to explain to you guys what's going on here. So of course we see Broly, of course we see Jiren. This doesn't confirm or deny that this arc is going to involve either of the two. It might be a nice little tease because hey, I would love to see Jiren, and I would definitely love to see Broly come back, because then that makes we're safe, like home run, we're safe. Like, Broly is not dying in the movie at all. Okay, but again, like I said, doesn't confirm or deny that. It could also just highlight the simple fact that, like, these are the enemies that Goku has just recently overcame. And then the third one in the corner, the top corner. Who is that guy? Who is this goat man looking John? Why are they trying to hide him? Why did they gray him out, trying to make him into a silhouette? Well, guess what, Shueisha? Guess what, Viz? That's not going to stop your boy. Bam, wah, wah, wham, bada boom, realest dude with the Facebook Johns in the room. How you doing? I just did that in 2 seconds.
Who the fuck is that?
This is the new character. So we don't know his name yet. I will say that no one knows his name yet. They haven't revealed it yet. But this is the prisoner that escaped the Galactic Patrol prison.
Hmm.
All right. So I will say this: we have never seen a character
Like
look
that.
like that.
Nigga look like a goat dragon with a freaking gray beard.
Yeah. So his skin is blue. He's got the goat horns, and he has a nice big old like old man looking mustache or beard, I should say. And then he's covered in like a ripped up red cloak. Could be red, could be orange. Obviously, this was like brightness and hue saturation manipulation. All right. So yeah, that's basically all we know right now. That was basically the full entire chapter review of 42. I thought it was all right. But again, like it's pretty much just all right. Like I said, I am an advocate for a lot of anything really, like anything that I enjoy, I will find good out of it. But then there are things that I will be like, oh man, like I wish they did it this way. So the manga, at least like how they ended the Tournament of Power, overall Tournament of Power was like okay. Like I would still much prefer the anime over the manga version for sure. Um, but now that we're entering this Galactic Patrol prison arc, that basically this is going to be um exclusive to the manga for now. And it's gonna make the manga feel a little bit more special because, and it's definitely going to have more people pay attention to it because we are now entering brand new like source material. Like this is some stuff we've never seen before, and this is still before Z.
So the before
It has to be because they didn't say that at all. They didn't mention how far ahead after Broly they are in the timeline or anything like
oh
that.
yeah, this is this is still in the
Yes,
in the
that
gap
10-year
year.
gap.
The gap
Right,
year.
right. So,
Shit.
so, so yeah. So I mean, you know, like I said, I thought it was cool. I'm looking forward to seeing how they go into the later arcs or this arc right now that they're currently going to be in. Um, I want to know if this is actually like the guy that they're gonna have to worry about. Um, yeah, like if he has any different forms, like what does he look like under the robe? If he does, like if he's hiding like the rest of his body, like what if this man is like completely jacked?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he has other forms like Frieza did.
Okay.
Cause he kind of reminds me of Frieza's third form, low key.
Oh yeah. Okay.
With the
Okay.
horns and shit.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, yeah. There you go. That's pretty much everything we know. Right now, of course, like this. Of course, you guys can check this image out for yourselves right off of the VJump website. You could just Google that, and then, you can simply take the picture that they have of this unnamed prisoner from the Galactic Patrol prison, and you could do what I do if you have any kind of common sense with Photoshop, because that's pretty much what everyone's doing right now. It does look a little grainy up towards his head. I am aware of that, but again, I just wanted to show you guys a better image from just this little silhouette here um, of what he was all about. So, any thoughts from you, Mr. Brother Ooch, about everything so far, what you're looking forward to, all of the information that we have right now, and anything you might have to say?
So in this manga, John or whatever, fucking So is there no Ultra Instinct in this movie?
Okay.
There's no appearance.
See,
No
that is one of the things. I'm glad you brought that up. Okay, because I took a note of that. Okay, because the fact that Goku mentions during his training segment, in literally the first few panels, or like it was like after the first page, Vegeta brings it up. He goes, "So how come you can't turn into Ultra Instinct?" And Goku's like, "Oh, I can't do it. I just haven't done it since the Tournament of Power."
So
Now,
there's not gonna be Ultra Instinct in this movie.
dude, I'm gonna be very upset. I know because that's been a part of my prediction. I've been saying this, ever since we've been trying to speculate and theorize like what's actually gonna happen in this movie. Um, as far as Dragon Ball Super Broly movie is concerned, but the fact that they kind of like low key just went ahead and just said it like that, like, oh, are you kidding me?
Wait, so but this just doesn't make sense. Cause if they can't beat Broly with Gogeta form, Ultra Instinct is the only thing left.
But that's assuming that they don't beat him with Gogeta because
Or they just go like off of a truce or some bullshit.
I mean, think about it. They could honestly insinuate here that Gogeta is actually the one that defeats Broly in this
They
movie.
could say that, but I
But
don't
like
know.
cuz here's the thing. I'm trying to think about a scenario that could happen if they were to actually if that was just a ruse to make us believe like, oh my god, like Ultra Instinct's not gonna happen in the film, but then it actually does. The only way I could think that that actually would make sense or happen is if he does it, right? But and then one like when he's done, like
He just
after
doesn't
like
remember.
yes, he doesn't remember and Vegeta doesn't even see it. So that would make sense.
Like Vegeta's unconscious, and
Yes.
then Goku does it, and
Yes.
he forgets after the fight.
Yes. Yes.
That could.
Goku does pulls a Dragon Ball, falls on his head, doesn't remember. I mean,
The
that would be kind of crazy if he doesn't remember like going Ultra Instinct and like defeating Broly, if that's what's gonna happen. But still, like that's the kind of scenario that we would have to make up just for them, for this to make sense. But also another thing we have to realize is that um, the manga does things, differently from
different.
the anime adaptation. So if this ever does get adapted, who's to say that they that Goku does go Ultra Instinct in the film, and then when the anime gets adapted, they decide to just say it anyway, or what if he does forget? Like who knows?
Mhm.
But that is something that I wrote down and I'm just like, is this confirmation that we won't be seeing Ultra Instinct in the freaking Broly movie? Like, I will. Wow.
Yo.
Like, just yo. I'm more upset at just the fact that it's like, wow. Like, the potential that they missed out on if they don't do it because like I'm just thinking of putting myself into that movie theater seat, surrounded by friends, surrounded by fans that have been anticipating and waiting for this film, surrounded by all the surround sound, the crazy sound effects that's going on, making the whole theater explode, the big screen, and just imagining hearing the Ultra Instinct theme song, and then just the whole theater just
Mm.
blowing up, the roof just explodes, and everyone just gets hype, and they like, dude, a missed opportunity if it doesn't happen because I know that would have to be one of the most epic happenings in all of Dragon Ball if it does happen. But yeah, that would be sad if it doesn't happen.
Mhm.
So, is there anything else that you are wondering or want to throw out there? Because I know that sometimes you have some very good speculations and leads on some information that you can get sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really got too much on my mind, but that one jaw hit me though. Like that there might not be Ultra Instinct, but
Yeah,
because that just makes me wonder like what's gonna happen, like who if they're even gonna beat Broly or whatever,
yeah, yeah.
or whatever happens to Broly.
That's a really good point. You know. Yeah, I wonder the same thing. I really hope that the surprise is still there. Um, I still hope that the surprise is still there. I will just say that. Oh my God, I will be so mad. I mean, I'll be hype. I'll be happy just to have seen the movie altogether. But man, I'll be I'll be definitely upset. But you know what? Guys in the chat, if you guys have anything that you guys want to add, let us know now. Now I'm actually going to be paying attention to the chat. What's going on? Black Star Savage Kid, Wazir Trends, uh, Ikatere Harrison, Malachi Burden, Chris Scout, Honey Chan, how you doing? Thanks for watching. TA1300 and Antnificent A. What's up, everyone? Hope you guys are having a great night tonight. And I hope if you stuck around this entire time, hope you enjoyed the review of the Chapter 42 manga edition of Dragon Ball Super. I will be doing this regularly now that um, the manga is pretty much going to be like the focal point, even during and after, the Broly hype. Because I mean, obviously, yeah, everyone wants to know anything they can find out information wise about the Broly film. But now that we know that this man like there's gonna be a whole like arc that happens after the freaking movie. Like everyone's gonna be paying attention to that. And I think if I read the translations right, on the website for V Jump, apparently the next chapter they're actually gonna see the guy. They're actually gonna see this goat man, this guy right here, right here. So, hopefully we do, and the cool thing that I do like about Dragon Ball Super manga is because it is a monthly, um, the page count is averages between like 42 to 45 pages, which is pretty good. Because like in this chapter alone, they completed the Tournament of Power and then they started up this arc.
So the manga is now ahead of the anime.
The manga is officially ahead of where the anime left off.
So the anime is not gonna.
Well, no.
Go
That
ahead
we
of
don't. I'm sure they will, but there's no guarantee.
Mm.
They can or they can't, or they can or they won't, I should say. So happy Thanksgiving, of course, guys. Happy Thanksgiving to those that celebrate. We had a pre-Thanksgiving over here at the Uchi residence. It was Mama Uchi just went in and a whole feast happened. It was great. It was definitely great. But guys, if there's nothing else to be said or to be talked about, that was basically all the info that we got for the upcoming Galactic Patrol Prisoner arc, which I shouldn't even say upcoming anymore because we're in it now. Tournament power is over. We are in new territory, and they skipped Broly. and they skipped over him. But again, like I said before, there will be a promotional Broly manga. Don't know exactly what it will be in the manga, but again, since it is promotional, don't expect it to be long. Promotional manga aren't very long. They're normally like an average chapter length, which would probably be anywhere between like 10 to 15 pages. So don't expect too much out of it. I'm sure it'll be hype. I'm definitely going to cover it once, any of the translations will be released for it. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. It's been your boys, Uch and brother Uch here with manga chapter 42 of Dragon Ball Super. I know I'm excited for this upcoming arc, or this arc that we are in now. I want to know more about the Goat Man. I want to know his name so I can stop calling him the Goat Man. And I guess we're just going to have to see y'all next time.